And her dissent, I thought, was scathing and perfect. I was not surprised because Clarence Thomas has been on a mission to dismantle every institutional attempt to help and aid not just Black people, but any people who have been disadvantaged in this society since he's gotten on the court. He, like Samuel Alito, appears to operate from a kind of rage, a sort of cold rage against the entire 20th century, the second half of the 20th century, which they find to be an affront to their own self-image and to their image of America as this country that is noble and that has always been noble and whose slave-holding founders were noble and really hated slavery and were just so pained at the fact that they had to own all these people and that their wealth was derived from owning these people, but really they were good-hearted. And that's kind of what his concurrence discusses. But what I find fascinating is what you put forward, and I'm going to now have to watch that whole front line that you just showed a piece of. Because let's just be clear. Clarence Thomas was born in Pinpoint, Georgia. He is of the Gullah extraction. Yep. He didn't even speak English until he was 7 years old. He spoke the Geechee tongue and was so afraid to speak in front of white people because he was always told, don't speak Geechee in front of white people because it would embarrass you, that he almost never spoke at all. Mm-hmm. There was a nun, a white nun, whose largesse helped get him through school and get him those good grades. He has been assisted by white patrons, really his whole life, even now by very rich ones, as they fly him around the country. And to your very point, he seems to deeply resent all of the assistance he got, and he wants to make sure that nobody like him ever gets that kind of help again, because it helps his self-image so that he can lie to himself and fool himself and maybe hate himself a little less for having gotten help all along his path to the Supreme Court. And let's be clear, the most important thing to know about his confirmation, other than the fact that he's accused credibly of sexual misconduct, is the polling that got him over the line. And it was the polling that I very much remember. I was one of the few Black folk who was against him. It was the polling that showed that about 7 in 10 Black people supported his ascension to the seat once held by the great Thurgood Marshall, and he is not his equal. It was Black people's support that got wavering members of that Judiciary Committee and wavering senators.
They needed Democratic votes. It was a Democratic majority. That's why Joe Biden is in those hearings running. They needed the Democratic votes.
And it was only Black people's support in those polls that got wavering Democrats to vote for him. And he has repaid Black people with scorn ever since.
Let me ask you a follow-up question about